No.
We will call the meeting to order. Let the record reflect this is a meeting of the Clay County Alcoholic Beverage Board this 8th day of December 2025. Applicants with violation, but a transfer permits. Gentlemen, if you would please raise your right hands. Do each of you swear or affirm to the penalties of perjury that the answers given on your application and any answers to any questions asked by the board to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Only item on the agenda today for automatic renewal is K&D Petroleum Incorporated DL 11-30205. As it's without violation or remonstrance, make a motion to approve the automatic renewal.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Remaining item on the agenda is C-Boys Entertainment LLC RR 11-43082. Gentlemen.
David Rothenberg, representing Seaboys, and I've got with me Shannon Combs, who's the owner of Seaboys. It's actually goes by the name of Whiskey Pickle. It's Clay City. I was probably here, I don't know, 3 years ago in front of you. When George Oswald started Oswald Bar. Shannon has bought the business, but he's also bought the building, so he's the building and the business itself. It's pretty much, he has been managing it for a while, so it's been out in NQ. Nothing's really going to change. It's 21 and up only. Everybody orders a drink, gets carded. Obviously, anybody who looks like they're under 21 gets carded. Pretty strict with that. It's got a kitchen area, so he's got limited food, but he's going to expand that in the future. Obviously, just having bought the business maybe like a month and a half ago or whatever, just kind of get used to the whole thing before expanding his offerings. I don't know what else I can tell you.
Okay. How long have you been running?
Our open day was November 14th, our grand opening.
Okay. And what do you do for a day job?
I have a construction company.
Okay.
Format's roofing,
How long have you owned that?
7 years.
But
Any-
he is at the bar though. So. He's there.
Okay.
Especially this company.
You have a history or background running a bar or restaurant?
I used to be the commander for the DFW here in town. I held every office it was. There, the Legion, places like that. In the military, I was a MP, so we had to bounce all the bars, Mansfield clubs. And be involved with those operations as well. So it's not my first go around, but I also held a bartender's license when I first got out of the military and bartended for a few years.
On your application, you're required to disclose criminal convictions, and you've disclosed some criminal convictions here. I guess just give us a rundown of some of this information here. It looks like in 2013, you were convicted of impersonation of a public servant and disorderly conduct. Give us a little background on that.
I was at a bar bouncing and there was Brad Hardy. I'm familiar with the local people, but he used to be a police officer here in town. He owned the bar, Lucky 13, and he was out of town. The same people that I kicked out thought that I was Brad Hardy. They assaulted some people outside. I helped those people, broke it up, kept them there until the cops got there, gave them a synopsis of what happened. They turned around and left with injuries because they had gotten a fight at the Bounty before they even came in there. When they got home, they told them that I held them, and which I already told the police that I did, but then I told them that I was a police officer, which they kept calling me Brad Hardy and calling me a police officer. I told them I wasn't Brad Hardy, and I wasn't a police officer. Instead of charging them, the city took them home. 3 hours later, they called the county where they lived and made a police report, and then they came to me and tried to charge me.
Okay, it looks like one that's not on your list here is in 2015 for criminal trespass and public intoxication. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, I had military parties, all my guys from that I was in the war with came down from Indianapolis. We usually pick one spot per year and they all show up there to have a good time, and I had too much of a good time and I walked in the back door of the house close to mine and thought it was my house.
In 2012, you were convicted of operating a vehicle while intoxicated and with blood alcohol content of 0.15 or more. Tell us about that.
Somebody, I took a nap. And he was kind of disorderly. He threw a beer bottle out of my vehicle. Almost as it was, his car, pulled me over. Thought I'd slept long enough and I didn't.
Okay. 2007, operating a vehicle located, endangering a person, OWI refusal, and resisting law enforcement. So,
Just getting out of military.
you don't recall being convicted of resisting law enforcement?
I agree with everything that's on there, but I don't remember the details. But they pulled me over and I didn't want to go to jail.
So what was the nature of your resisting law enforcement?
They brought out handcuffs and I didn't want to.
Okay, so you actively fought and resisted against law
I
enforcement.
didn't fight at all. I just walked. I just walked away from them. I didn't fight anybody.
2005, operating while intoxicated, again, endangering persons, and operating while intoxicated with no endangerment. Tell us about that.
I was in the military and drove to a strip club. I remember that road. It's been a while.
So how many OWIs have you had in total?
3 that I think I got convicted of in the past.
Okay. Were there some that you didn't get convicted of? Okay, so 3 OWI convictions. 1 impersonating a public servant, disorderly conduct, fighting with police, criminal trespass. Right after that, you got an infraction for driving while suspended, which obviously you're fortunate you didn't get a misdemeanor on that. Okay, so it's the job of the applicant to convince the board that you qualify for an alcohol permit. That the standard is that you maintain a high and fine reputation, and that is considerably more criminal convictions than most.
Have you had it in the last 10 years?
I haven't had anything since 2014, in 10 years. And I believe that upon discovery of some of those incidents that the synopsis or some of the statements could lead you to believe that maybe all that stuff isn't true. I mean, when I actually make a deal,
Explain that. Why would I believe that the synopsis he just read is not true?
that's not the synopsis, that's just the charges, but I mean, there's statements that were on there, but I still ended up taking the charge because I was kind of pushed against the wall. But I mean, if I was that bad, then, I mean, same situation popped up when I became a Shriner and a Freemason. Did a discovery on that, then they were able to read through the stuff and we made me do that, so that was 5 years ago.
I lost track. How many were there total? I think I've written down 8, and I don't think I wrote everything down.
8. I had 3 DUIs in my past.
Well, impersonation of an officer,
Which never
criminal
happened.
trespassing,
That-
1, 2, 3.
I mean, there's 5 convictions for a multitude of charges from 2005 to 14. So 5 total cases, but a litany of charges included in each. And most of these, I mean, you're talking level 6 felony that you pled down, D felonies because they didn't have level 6 felonies. They were still classified by at that point.
I mean, I guess I haven't really looked what the charges were, but I can tell you as a prosecutor in the past, you're always going to charge the highest you can, knowing that you might not necessarily get that highest felony. So just pleading down doesn't necessarily indicate the level of whatever, you know.
Yeah.
If you were at C and you pled to a D, that doesn't mean that, you know, actually the suit occurred.
I've changed my life completely from where I used to be. I had a hard time dealing with getting out of the military and transitioning back to civilian world and stuck around me for a long time. I took care of those issues. Haven't had any issues for a long time. If you need anybody to vouch for my character, I have a ton of high standing people in town that can vouch for my work and my character. Right around the corner, the mayor can tell you about me. I donate a lot to this town. I help a lot of people out. Not looking for any kind of special treatment, but I've changed my life completely and I know what I'm capable of. I have a proven track record with business.
How have you changed your life? Tell me what you do. Do you drink at the bar? If I come in there, will I find you having a sip?
I don't shit my own backyard. I don't feel like I can do operations and I'm doing wrong. If I was to hang out somewhere, it would be at the Legion or the VFW. Those are the only places I get to hang.
So how many times have you been at the Legion or the VFW, gotten a vehicle since your last DUI after drinking?
You ever see a Harley on the side of the road? Or a couple different Harleys on the side of the road, or my company vehicle? If I have too much to drink, stays there and I pay for it right home. You can ask anybody in town. At any given time, you can see a green Harley or a silver Harley on the side of the road, or it's in the parking lot of the VFW.
And where are you from?
Originally, Michigan,
Where do you live today?
Clay City.
Okay. And how long have you lived in Clay City?
I moved from my house in Brazil at I-70 to renovate. Well, I flipped a property in Clay City.
Okay.
Then I moved to Clay City to renovate and flip my property in Brazil. But then somebody offered me an amount to buy that property, so I did. I just stayed in my house to Clay City. I just put a bid on 2 other buildings in Clay City across from the bar that I bought, so I'm planning on doing something with that as well.
You know, when the ATC typically has a look back period, they're looking at the last 5 years as far as convictions. As far as, auctions and things like that. The last thing this guy had was over 11 years ago. Hopefully he's proved he's learned his lesson. Again, we can get letters from various people here in the community. They would have come, but I didn't realize this was really gonna be an issue because that was so long ago.
Well, the totality of an individual's background is considered. I mean, it's why they ask on the application for criminal convictions and why you've disclosed ones that happened more than 10 years ago. The problem for me is that there are 5 on here. He's only listed 3, and that the majority of them are generated from issues at an alcohol establishment.
Going off a pattern of behavior, I think the pattern's been broken after 10 years, 11 years, and nothing happened as often as it was happening back then. That's hopefully stands for itself as a significant marker for a change in life. The pattern of behavior has been broke.
Any questions?
Struggling. I'll be honest, I'm struggling. I believe this is more convictions in the 20 years I've served on the Alcoholic Beverage Commission than probably all applicants in the last 5 years combined.
Well, I'm just glad to say, sir, that they're in the past and I'm not getting convictions when I currently own one, like some people are now.
You're not currently getting convictions, what?
Just going through problems and getting arrested as they operate a bar and own a bar now. My stuff's in the past. I'm worried about providing money to the city, helping out the Fair Board with donations from my business and having somewhere for people to have a good time. My good times have been had. I enjoy operations and helping people.
So tell us, because your reputation in the community is, obviously that's what your past convictions are going towards. Tell us some of the things specifically that you've done for the community.
I just, in 3.5 weeks, I raised $13,500 for the 2 girls that got burned at the Corey Apple Festival from the pizza fire. They just did a big benefit from that. That was on the news. We held a ride with over 100 bikes, 100 vehicles. I was able to orchestrate that and make that happen in 3.5 weeks. I've done numerous rides out of there to help the disabled veteran community there, and also children of the community. I do free roofing and free gutter work and free metal work for those kind of places as well. I help side and build houses for veterans in Eagle County as well. My life has changed to where I like to help people out and give back. I always have liked to help and give back, but it's even on a bigger scale now that I've been able to make a decent living for myself.
What's the name of your company?
Which one?
The construction company?
Performax Roofing,
Performax?
PERFORMAX. I think I'm the only 5-star rated roofer in the area, even close. I've done all the work for Larry Wyndham, all the work for the mayor. I've done 57 roof replacements at Idle Creek in the last 3.5 years. I built the outdoor facility for Culver's Restaurant. Some decent sized projects.
So how do you get bonded with the, I assume you're bonded if you're doing work for Culver's and a lot of these other commercial organizations. I know as a former county commissioner, if I'd had these kind of charges and convictions, the county would never have been able to get a bond.
How am I able to get
What's that?
bonded? How am I able to get bonded and insured with my roofing company?
With this kind of history.
I've never had anybody question my history with my roofing work, ever. I've had the same bond since I've been in business. Actually, I've had a corporation for myself inside of another corporation to save myself on some FICA tax. And 9 years ago, I've never had anybody question my bond.
We couldn't get a bond for a gentleman who filed bankruptcy one time at the courthouse. I just sit there and look through this and think, if I couldn't get a bond for a gentleman who was an elected official because he had a bankruptcy in his past, how hard it must be to get a bond if that was disclosed on the bond form.
I'm not sure what area of interest he was in, or what line of work he was in, or what. I don't know, but I don't know if the roofing is different, but I've never had anybody question me about that.
My 2 cents is, I know Shannon a little bit, but I know some stuff about you just got heard, and I didn't know he had all this, but he's been legit with me for the last several years. I've known him.
What do you mean by that? Legitimately?
Just like I just knowing, I mean, I've seen him around before. I've seen him in Clay City before, and he's easy to talk to.
Mhm.
But I've never been in a situation where
Yeah.
this come up before, so I
I've
don't
never
know.
had a situation in 20 years like this.
So I need to understand.
Yeah.
What do I look at when I'm, as a person, I've talked to him, it's perfect, but
Well, reputation is all encompassing, I think. So whatever his past is, plus whatever,
it's everything,
Yeah.
whole picture,
oh,
okay.
yeah.
The only thing that gives me a little pause is the fact your last conviction was 2014. And I'm not willing to say that I'm willing to vote yes yet.
That was also, if you look at the actual conviction time, but the actual arrest time, it sat in the courts for a long time, but it's been 10 years plus since anything's ever happened, but when I changed my life, I mean that fully and.
Here would be my promise to you.
Sure.
If I did vote yes.
Uh-huh.
And you came in for renewal. I would vote no tomorrow.
I'm willing to take that right now. You vote yes today, you're not gonna have to worry about me. I'm
Make sure I had a different stipulation with him having this in the past, with everybody's saying.
No, everybody's saying.
Okay, I did not.
Yeah, everybody's saying.
I don't put myself in a position to have that happen.
I think you do. I think you do.
I think I
Because
do.
you just told me you went to the VFW, you go to the American Legion, and if you had too much to drink, you call a cab. If I'm in your position and I have a business out there riding on the line here, I wouldn't be putting myself in a position I had anything to drink at the VFW and American Legion and get in a vehicle, motorcycle, or anything else.
And to me, anything to drink is too much to drink. That's what I was trying to explain to you. If I drink anything, my vehicle stays there. I don't even smell a beer or smell a drink and get in my vehicle and drive.
I think to Darrell's point, that's the way that I understood what you said.
What do you mean?
No, I had the same take that he did, and that was concerning. You made it sound like in your answer before that you still go to these places, you still have drinks if you're becoming intoxicated, but you choose not to drive, like the level of responsibility was,
If I
I'm
had-
not gonna drive.
So there's a joke about me, Scott Paver and all them act like that I have my own parking space down there and that they should charge me parking. If I have anything to drink, I don't move my vehicle. You can ask anybody down there. You can call Gary Miller, you can call Lonnie, you can call any of them. They know if I have something to drink, my bike or my vehicle stays there.
Well, that's not an antagonistic kind of question. I'm saying like, that was the way that you presented the answer is that you're having too much to drink currently now.
No.
And that you're choosing like that your level of responsibility, like, oh, I'm responsible because I'm not driving home when I'm drunk.
I understand that.
Okay, so I guess my levels have changed to where I thought when I said that you guys would understand what my level is, which is anything to drink. So my bad for saying that. And I didn't mean it like that. What I'm trying to tell you is if I had anything to drink in all my vehicles, I don't play those games.
All right, I'm gonna make a motion, given the fact his last conviction was 2014, that we approve the transfer. But I want to make the promise to you. One conviction of anything, alcohol related or anything else. Next year, I will vote against the renewal. Is that understood?
I love it. Yeah, I think they're good.
Can I just make a point of order? He's got to renew his permit after this transfer, so in March, this will be ready for renewal.
As long as I don't have nothing by March, and it sounds like you'd be fine to keep approving me, right?
I think to Darrell's point here is that we don't want to see criminal convictions for you of any kind. We don't want to see violations at the premise. We don't want to see criminal convictions. The troubling point is they come from alcohol establishments. You're asking for an alcohol establishment. So yeah, you do have a period where you've not gotten in trouble, but we look at the totality of everything. So the complete picture of your behavior. Come on. On point there. Is that, you want your motion to stand?
I'm going to give him the benefit, and this is against my. I felt this was going to be an easy in and out of here kind of transfer. I am going to leave my motion on the table. conviction. I'm talking about if you have a excise officer walk in your establishment, found not to card somebody, not serve an underage patron, I will vote no next time on the renewal.
Good deal. And that's, and I mean, I'm not planning on having that, obviously, and if
I'm just
for some
saying,
reason one of my workers doesn't do the right thing, and that happens,
that's on you.
then I'll turn it into a deli, it's fine with me.
Okay.
I get it, I'm worth the chance, I think I proved that my life has changed.
I'm not convinced,
Okay.
okay? I'm not convinced. I believe you've gone a period of time, but the fact that you're still hanging out at the VFW, and American Legion, and believe me, my dad's a VFW guy. He was a state commander at the VFW for many years. I am sympathetic to folks who have served in the military. But I can't get beyond the list. And based on what Jeremy's had to say, if Jeremy hadn't spoken up and said that he believes you have made a change, I'd be voting no today. But Jeremy seems to have a more personal relationship than I have with you. I don't know that you and I have ever met. I'm from Clay City as well.
There's so many times I go to the VFW and I don't, for other reasons not, and then I
Understand?
just drink it.
Understand. So again, I'll make the motion. I can't do it now. I'm gonna withdraw my motion. If you want to, one of you two guys want to, go ahead, but there's just too much there.
I'll make a motion, but there goes my.
Second.
Okay, motion is made and seconded. All in favor of the motion? Opposed?
Aye.
3-1, go to the state commission on the 16th of this month.
All right. Appreciate you, sir.